Good morning, students. Welcome to biology class. Today we are going to start chapter number 3, classification of living organisms, from the section biodiversity. In this chapter you are going to study that how millions of different organisms are classified into major groups and how the classification system is based on shared characteristics or the general characteristics. Basically, classification enables biologists to study and identify various organisms more easily. Taxonomy. The scientific study which deals with the classification of living organisms is called taxonomy, or the branch of biology which deals with the description, identification, and naming of living organisms according to their structural similarities or dissimilarities, is taxonomy. It deals with the laws governing the arrangement or classification of living organisms. Basis of classification. It is a human instinct to organize various objects into sets. Similarly, biologists classify organisms into different groups on the basis of certain criteria. That is, all the living organisms placed in a particular group have many fundamental similarities in their structure. It is principally the homologous structure that one considers in grouping organisms. Homologous structures are those that are similar because of their common origin. Sometimes it is impossible to classify organisms using morphological criteria. Morphological criteria is the physical criteria or the physical appearance of an organism. So one may compare the chemical substances which they contain. It means that the internal structures or the cellular structures of the organism can also be studied in order to categorize them. This is particularly useful when classifying organisms like bacteria, which may all look alike and have an identical cellular structure, but the chemical substances inside the cell might be different from one another, and so the categories or the groups of bacteria may be designed. Other characteristics used in classifying organisms include cytological structures. Cytological structures are the structures present inside the cell, which are also known as cell organelles. And to visualize the cytological characters of any cell, electron microscope will be used. Genetic constitution will be studied and their developmental pattern will be observed, and then they will be classified. Units of classification. Biologists divide the categories of the organisms into certain levels, and the lowest level or the basic unit of biological classification is the species. A species is a group of organisms which have numerous physical features in common and which are normally capable of reproducing a fertile offspring. For example, all the human beings are the species. Closely related species are grouped together in genera, and similar genera are grouped together into families. Like human beings are falling into the category or into the group of organisms having vertebral column. Families have certain orders, and orders are classified into classes. Classes are then making up phyla or divisions, and a number of phyla are making up a large kingdom. Intermediate categories are also sometimes used, for example, a subphylum or subdivision between phylum and class, and subclasses between class and order. Here in this pyramid, you can see the classification of animals, that the kingdom has so many phyla in it, and the phylum is made up of class, and the classes are made up of orders of the animals, and orders are formed by the presence of different families of the organisms. Families comprises of genus of the organisms, and genus are the collection of species, and the species have an individual type of organisms. Binomial nomenclature system for naming organisms. Carolus Linnaeus, a biologist, adopted the binomial nomenclature system for naming organisms to eliminate confusion while using their native or common names when describing an organism. He gave each species a scientific name, and the first name referred to the genus and is called generic name, and always begins with a capital letter, which you are going to see in the example given below. So the common name for a plant is mustard. Kingdom of the mustard plant is Plantae. Division is Tracheophyta. Class Dicotyledon. Order Caparales. Family Brassicaceae. Genus Brassica. Species Campestris. So the scientific name comprises of the two names, that is Brassica campestris. In this way, most of the organisms are named, and it is easy to classify them according to their genus and species if you have their scientific name. Major groups of living organisms. It is basically the advancement of classification from two kingdom to five kingdom classification, because previously living things were classified into two kingdoms, that are plant kingdom and animal kingdom, and the basis of this division was the presence or absence of cell wall and chlorophyll, and all the living organisms having cell wall and chlorophyll were regarded as plants and placed in the uh, category under kingdom Plantae. All those living organisms having neither cell wall nor chlorophyll were regarded as animals and placed in the category of the kingdom Animalia. And all about these things we have already discussed in chapter 1 and chapter 2. But what is the difference now? A large number of living organisms did not fit clearly into any of these categories. Like so many animals or organisms were there which do not fit in the category of plants or animals. So to solve this problem, Robert Whittaker suggested a new system of classifying living organisms, and what Whittaker's classification was, he classified the organisms into five kingdoms. Number one, kingdom Monera. In this kingdom, all the prokaryotes which feed by a variety of different methods were included. Prokaryotes, you already know that are the organisms, primitive organisms having not completely developed nucleus of their cells. Kingdom Protista, they are unicellular eukaryotes. Unicellular means having single cell. Eukaryotes, they are true organisms which also feed by a variety of methods. Kingdom Fungi, multicellular eukaryotes. eukaryotes having a number of cells which feed heterotrophically by absorption. And for this mode of nutrition, they have special adopted structures called hyphae. And heterotrophic mode of nutrition is basically to depend on the organic food substances. Then kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Plantae is the multicellular eukaryotes which feed photosynthetically. They prepare their own food. And kingdom Animalia, multicellular eukaryotes which feed heterotrophically by ingestion. Heterotrophically again, that they are depending on the other organisms for already prepared organic food. Whitaker's scheme received widespread approval, but it has one major drawback, and this was about the protist kingdom. Because in this kingdom, all the unicellular organisms were included, which were previously known as protozoans. And other problem was that it meant putting the algae into two separate kingdoms, the Protista and the plant kingdom. So the other biologists, Margulis and Schwartz, put forward a modification of Whitaker's scheme, and according to their scheme, there are 5 kingdoms of living organisms that can be listed as kingdom prokaryote. It includes all prokaryotes, for example, bacteria and cyanobacteria. Kingdom Protoctista, it includes all the eukaryote organisms who are no longer classified as animals, plants, or fungi. For example, Euglena, Paramecium, Chlamydomonas, yeast, etc. Kingdom Fungi, it includes non-chlorophyllous multicellular eukaryotic organisms having cell wall. For example, Agaricus mushroom. Kingdom Plantae, it includes all the chlorophyllous multicellular living organisms having cell wall and embryonic development. For example, apple, sunflower, etc. Kingdom Animalia, it includes all the non-chlorophyllous multicellular eukaryotic organisms having no cell wall. For example, Hydra, earthworm, and man. Here in this picture you can see the Whitaker's classification of kingdom protists. It includes protozoans and algae. Kingdom Monera, it includes all the bacteria. Kingdom Fungi, it includes mushrooms, yeast, and mold. Kingdom of Plants, it has conifer tree, mosses, ferns, and broadleaf trees. Kingdom Animalia includes all the animals, including horse, sponge, earthworm, insects. So it was all about the classification of living organisms. I hope you all have understood well, and please study from your textbook and try to solve the exercises given in the end of the chapter. Thank you very much.